Are you ready to get your fix?
Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready to get your fix?
With the Wicks here on this beautiful Friday, January 28th, 2022. And welcome to the show, whether that be on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, hit the like, share this shit, get it out into the universe. So, I mean, the light's flickering here. It's kind of bugging me, but we'll get through that. Hopefully it decides not to go out. Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. Hopefully. It should last, but it would. We would have to fix it eventually, but it would definitely be a very, very dark show. There's no fucking lights in this house. It was probably built in the 16th century for some odd fucking reason, but that is how it's going to be for now, I guess. But today we got a little bit to talk about. Not a lot, I guess. You know, it's kind of been same shit, different day. Coaches getting hired officially, finally. Been waiting for that. GM's getting hired around the league. Minnesota Vikings hired their GM, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. We talked about that yesterday, or 2 days ago, I should say. Who else got hired? Joe Shane for the New York Giants. He got hired. We got to talk about their head coaching, which was once a vacancy, now is officially has been filled today. That was some sort of big news. I kind of had a feeling it was going to happen within the next couple of days, and it happened today. So that's an interesting little piece we could talk about. We'll also dive into John's thoughts on the Packers season, how he thinks it went, how he thinks it's going to go in the future, and what's kind of lingering around the future of Aaron Rodgers, how he's going to, or how his future is going to look. Maybe dive into a little bit of Tom Brady's future as well. Just briefly hit on it because we've talked about it ad nauseum here on the show. And then we're going to, obviously we have to make our NFC, AFC Championship game picks like we always do every single week. We started week 6. We moved our way all the way, well, I guess, to here at this point right now. Currently, as we sit in those standings, the Pick'em standings, I am 127 and 72. John is 121 and 78. Logan, who is unfortunately not with us today, is 98 and 101, 101. So he has some ground to make up. There's 3 games officially left. We could maybe potentially do the Pro Bowl as well, because I think it's not like the past where they had captains and they drafted the players in the Pro Bowl, so like AFC, NFC is not mixed. It's back to the original. I think they did that last year or 2 years ago where it's NFC versus AFC. We could potentially think about doing that, but the Pro Bowl is just, I mean, like any other else. No, exactly. It's just like the NBA All-Star Game, the MLB All-Star Game. They're just out there having fun, trying to earn extra incentives.
Good jolly time.
Basically, I mean, Sean Taylor was out there to play way back when. I mean, he leveled, was it Rex Grossman?
They used to.
They used to go hard, but now...
Because it used to be a week after the Super Bowl.
Did it actually? Damn. Yeah, I was thinking about that today, actually. I was like, why do they do, like, the Pro Bowl? Because, like, the NBA, and obviously this NFL season's a lot shorter than the NBA, the MLB and stuff, so they do it in, like, the middle of their season or towards the end or something like that, where everyone's available to play. But in the NFL, it's like they do it 1 week before the Super Bowl. Whoever's in the Super Bowl, those players who are elected to the Pro Bowl can't go to the Pro Bowl because, obviously they don't want to get hurt and stuff like that, and the NFL doesn't want that happening. And to make the Super Bowl game worse, if, say, Tom Brady gets hurt, even though he's not in this year, so it's just a scenario to kind of dive into. But we got a little bit to talk about. So with that being said, are you ready to get your fix? And that's what I'm saying. So the Giants, like we mentioned earlier, they hired their GM not too long ago. Joe Shane is officially their new GM. But the next question was their head coach. Who were the Giants going to go with to potentially send their franchise that has been in the dirt for I don't know how many years. Since Eli Manning basically was there, they have not been a historically good franchise. They've had some ups and downs. They've had some what seasons you'd say that were like pretty good, I guess, with OBJ when he first got there. They started to make a little run. And then right after Manning, they didn't really take too big of a hit, but then their whole team kind of got dismantled, and they've just been garbage towards the bottom of the league in record and all that stuff. So they have officially hired their new head coach. Well, it's not official yet, but it's not in writing, I should say. But Brian Dable, the offense coordinator of the Buffalo Bills, has been hired as the New York Giants head coach. Your initial thoughts on Brian Dable to the Giants?
I have no idea who that is.
You know? Well, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard of Brian Dable.
so he's basically the offense play caller, or was, for the Buffalo Bills, and we know how explosive their offense is with Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders. Their running back room is okay, not the greatest. Devin Singletary started picking up the back, but he was, I guess, a big part in the growth of Josh Allen. So I guess another question could be like,
Can you do that same thing with Danny Dimes?
yeah, now that's a big
I
question.
think I like that matchup then.
I do too.
If he had a lot to do with Josh Allen's growth, I think he could do that same thing with a similar build, similar athleticism with Daniel Jones. So yeah, it's a good hire.
It's a very good hire. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, he kind of embodies the New York persona. It seems like, I mean, being in Buffalo for so long, and like you said, or like we both said, kind of like making Josh Allen who he is basically today. Obviously, that's not all him, but he played a big major role in that. And now going to Daniel Jones, it's gonna be real interesting to see what he's capable of doing with Danny Dimes, because I don't think we've seen all that we have. Like, I don't think we've seen
Yeah, I
the
think
peak.
his ceiling is higher.
Yeah, his ceiling is definitely higher. Like, he's a very athletic, like you mentioned, very similar, or what does he say, running ability and passing ability, sort of. He doesn't quite have the arm, quite have the build that Josh Allen does, but I think he has the potential to lead his team in the right direction down the road, especially with Saquon Barkley still there. I think his injuries are definitely lingering on. But what would you say are the potential outlook for the Giants next couple seasons here if Brian Dable does exactly what he did with the Bills and brings his stuff over, I guess? And
Right now, it's hard to tell, but I think that they can be back to being a competitive team. Right now, yeah, it's just too early to tell. We have no idea how this coach is going to do. We don't know. We don't even know if Daniel Jones is going to be the guy.
right.
Like, we have yet to see him prove that. So, I mean, it's all up in the air for the Giants, I think, from here. But,
Yeah, and I
mean,
think a lot of people even know too that like it wasn't just, oh, we gotta fire our head coach, get a new head coach, and bring him in. We gotta literally take everybody that was in the organization, get them out of there, build literally from the ground up again. Have that how do you want to say it, like foundation. Get a really really nice foundation so that it's easier for your franchise to have a winning season the next couple years here. And I think we might see them start winning more ball games, but at the same time, it's like it's gonna take some time. And they gotta find a receiver. Even though Sterling Shepard, he's all right, but I think we've seen what we're gonna get out of him.
And I really like Tony. I think that.
Oh yeah, Kadarius Toney, he showed a lot of promise, and like early in the year too, before he even got any starts, he was like pretty much talk shit. Like, I need to be out there. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Get me on the field. Like, I can ball. And then finally they put him out in the field and he started making plays, looking really solid. Almost like kind of like a Deebo Samuel in a way, but more explosive at the wide receiver position. I guess you could say. Like, he goes and gets the ball. He tries to make things happen where Deebo is gonna make you miss. Basically, he's just gonna go out there and be faster than you, tougher than you, and have, I guess, no fear in going out there. Where Kadarius Toney, I feel like he might not have any fear, but he's just gonna
Relentless.
Yeah, relentless. There you go. That's a good way to put it. So the New York Giants, obviously, this is a good hire. Hopefully, they are franchise heads in the right direction, but they still have to deal with, the Philadelphia Eagles, who made it to the playoffs with basically nothing.
Snuck their way into the playoffs.
Oh yeah, definitely snuck their way.
Yeah, nobody expected them to make it, and I don't know if they belonged in the playoffs.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, there's a couple teams that probably didn't belong. I mean, Pittsburgh, even though, good for Big Ben getting that one last playoff game.
That's one, definitely. I mean, I think Chargers would have fared better in the playoffs than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that
matched
definitely.
up better against the Chiefs, I think.
They would have gave him a run for because I mean that Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes
Yeah.
battle that they've had in the past. I mean, I think that was Justin Herbert's first start, or that's not a start because I think that was the game. No, that would have been the game. Chiefs Chargers last year, I believe, or 2 years ago. That's when Tyrod Taylor got the golf tee shoved through his chest, and then Justin Herbert had to make the start, and the Chargers never looked back. I think they've kind of been back and forth, but the thing with the Chargers is just they've never really had, how do you want to say it, like their play calling is kind of weird, and their time management, very inconsistent.
It doesn't flow.
No, and I think they could have beat the Raiders. What was it, week 18 to send them to the playoffs? But they just couldn't figure out and keep it going and try to get that momentum on their side, and it really just wasn't working out for them all the greatest. But I think we definitely do got, well, the 4 best teams, I guess. I mean, because they're still here, but one team that I still think was the team to beat. Your thoughts initially on the Packers season this year?
You know, it is what it is. Kind of used to it by now. Disappointing. Disappointing is the end of the era, but I think it's a good time just to start something new, see where it goes.
And where do you see that going?
I don't know. I ain't gonna give up on Jordan Love. Gotta give him a chance. Aaron Rodgers had the same situation coming in. You know, let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, now our expectations are going to be a lot lower going into next year. Let's just have open minds and see what type of potential our new team has.
Yeah, definitely, because you never know what's going to happen.
What can I do? Just sit and sulk about last season. It's already over.
Right.
On to the next.
Yeah, I think I've seen your, what was that the video of that one dude just sitting there watching the game, watch the field goal get kicked through, freaked the fuck out, threw his beer. I mean, I
Just like I knew the game was over before that field goal.
Yeah, right?
I knew the game was over when Deebo Samuel, that play before that, Deebo Samuel set everything up. And that's when I knew it was over. I was like, wow, we really
Just
managed to lose in the playoffs again. I'm like, waste of an era. But, you know.
It is what it is. It's tough.
But if Aaron Rodgers, if he doesn't win another Super Bowl, like,
What do you think that does to his legacy?
it tarnishes it.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
Because isn't his record in the playoffs like 11-12?
It brings him from like a Peyton Manning caliber to a Dan Marino.
Still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, still
But-
a Hall of Famer.
Not probably. I mean,
But instead of being top 5 quarterback, it brings him into a top 10 quarterback. If he
potentially
gets
top-
another ring, I'd give him top 5. But if he doesn't, put him in top 10.
Yeah.
Because Joe Montana did it. Tom
very true.
Brady.
Yeah. Still.
You got, I'm pretty sure John Elway won multiple Super Bowls. Brett Favre at least went to 2, but he won 1. Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
You know?
I think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Eli Manning.
Yeah,
Like 100%.
100%. Statistically.
Yeah.
But in the postseason, when it matters most, why does it seem like Aaron Rodgers either has a bad first half or a bad second half in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's very, very true. I wonder if, when he gets to the playoffs, I wonder if he tries to call more plays.
I
And
don't
tries
know
to
if he
have more
did.
say on the plays.
I mean, I think that, I don't know, I'm not Aaron Rodgers.
No, exactly.
I think we threw the ball 27 times, and 21 of them passes either went to Aaron Jones or Devontae Adams.
Aaron Jones was your leading receiver that game.
So Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams, they're double covering Devontae Adams the entire game.
Still going to find a way to get him the ball, but still, it's a risk.
We have other guys that can catch the ball.
Right?
Like, I get it. Devontae Adams is super good, but when he is double covered, we got Lazard, who is going to be a beast. I know he is.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see something in Lazard.
He does always have those random big plays. Like super
And
big
I
plays.
just know that if he was fed more, he would capitalize on it.
Flourish faster, too.
I know that he can catch like a mofo.
MBS.
MVS is an explosive guy, but he will have drops in his career. But I think that Lazard, I think if we're smart, we let Adams go somewhere with a good quarterback. Either pick up draft picks or lying and just build around Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Let's get him weapons. We got Lazard. He could be our guy. And, I mean, wide receivers are coming out of college like
Yeah, they're
you can
producing
find
like
wide
yeah.
receivers. Take a wide receiver in the first round by getting rid of Adams to open up some cap space.
Hey, 38
And let
low.
Rodgers go.
Yeah, I see. That's the other thing too. Is let's kind of go back a little bit to where you said, like, where you're talking about, like, he threw the ball only to Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams. We have Lazard, we have MVS, we have Josiah DeGuara over there.
Randall Cobb was out there.
And yeah, he was healthy. He was ready to rock and roll. He was ready to put out in line. He wasn't targeted, which is really weird.
There was one play. Adams
I
was
remember
double
that.
covered and Lazard was wide.
Oh yeah,
Touchdown.
I
wide.
seen it too, and I was like, he's open, and then he threw it to.
He makes that throw, we win the game.
Yeah.
Another thing, Aaron Jones made a big mistake, not going out of bounds. We had one timeout left. He didn't go out of bounds.
Yeah, I do remember that.
You should have went up.
Mhm.
Bit me up. I was like, what are you doing?
Just a bunch of
Stupid mistakes.
pretty detrimental mistakes too. I mean, obviously the season's over, but going back to that, like when he's not going to other receivers, Colin Cowherd said this, and I didn't like what he said because it does make sense, but at the same time, I think, the Packers. He basically said, like, quit making excuses, quit blaming the special teams, quit blaming your players, quit doing this and stuff. Build relationships.
Special teams fucking. The special teams fucked that game up.
That's
like
what I'm
our
saying.
defense won us the game. If special teams doesn't fuck up, but our offense did not play well at all.
No. They went out there and scored right away.
Our
and then that was it.
defense played well enough to win that game, and the special teams is who let them down.
Oh yeah, it sucked that they were backed up towards their own end zone and stuff. But I mean, you have to be better than that. The whole year, your special teams has been awful, like god awful. Muff punts, muff kicks, just fumbles left and right. I mean, it was abysmal. And I when he said that, I was like, did he not understand? Like this whole season, special teams has been the downfall. And I think we've seen this in the past where if there's one specific area for a team, whether that be special teams, whether that be their defense, whether that be, they don't have enough weapons on offense, if they somehow get to the playoffs and they win a playoff game or they get to
Team will capitalize on
the
it.
team, yeah, exactly. The team's going
I
to figure a
guarantee
way.
that San Fran was like, all right, our offense can't compete with the Packers.
No, yeah.
We can try getting pressure on Aaron Rodgers. We don't know, maybe Bakhtiari will be back, but he wasn't.
Nope.
But so we're either going to have to capitalize on getting pressure, or we can also capitalize on special teams because their special teams is trash. I guarantee you that this week or that week in practice, they were emphasizing special
All we
teams
need
and
is
picking
one.
at their film on where they can capitalize, and that's what won them the game.
100%. And like I just said, all we need is one mistake out of their special teams, and that could change the game
They got
entirely.
two.
Did they?
Block field goal, block punt.
Oh, they did block
And they
the field
scored a
goal.
touchdown off the block punt.
So they don't. Yeah,
That's 10 points right there from their special teams.
Yeah,
Block,
that's rough.
Field goal, touchdown, block punt. That's 10 points.
Man.
And we had 10 guys on their last field goal, so if you want, that's 13 points that we gave to them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that if that other guy would have been out there, we would have blocked it.
Yep.
I'm just saying we gave them 13 points.
Yeah, 100%. Because their offense couldn't score the ball. They just couldn't get to the end zone at all. Your defense was
awesome.
Yeah, played phenomenal. Zadarius Smith made a couple plays, had a sack or two.
I was pumped.
I
Our
mean-
defense was.
Oh yeah,
We can get all them guys back next year.
I don't know.
Let's get all the defense back. Say bye Rodgers, bye Adams. Send Adams to Raiders. I would actually really like that to see him play on the Raiders.
I would too.
That
With
be
him
dope.
back with Derek Carr, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they played together in, I
So
think it was
let
the
him go.
Lobos.
Also, fuck it, let Aaron Jones go.
See, that was my other thing. Because you're going to have to clear a lot of cap space. And if you get rid of Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, right then and there, you're under, I'm pretty sure. You're under the cap space.
Get rid of them, and then we keep that defense. Because that defense was good this year. It's going to be good again if we can keep them together. Then on offense, look in the draft for a wide receiver. We got veterans. MVS will probably can afford him. Lazard. And then we got, if we can get Tanyan back, that would be
Which I
clutch.
assume, yeah, hopefully.
We'd have him. And then, yeah, just, we're not going to be the same Packers we were.
No.
But we can still win some games with that team.
And I think it all kind of goes around Jordan Love. And we haven't seen Jordan Love play all that often. I mean, he played against the Chiefs, but at the time the Chiefs weren't the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think, like, even before when Aaron Rodgers, when he was behind Brett Favre, we got to see him a couple times, and his stats were worse than what Jordan Love's stats were than Aaron Rodgers. So it'd be really interesting kind of see what Jordan
Wouldn't that be
Love
something
brings
when Jordan Love takes him to the Super Bowl the first year? Like some Pat Mahomes shit. You know, when he was coming in the draft, and some people would say that he was like, he could be like a Pat Mahomes.
Because, I mean, he had that 1 year at Utah where it was like no interceptions. And
Yeah, it was like 26-8, I think.
Yeah, just.
And then they switched all the coaching,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next year he threw a bunch of picks. So I'm sure that they looked at him before that, oh, that coach fucked up his whole momentum and vibe. We can get him back to where he was.
Yeah. No, yeah. 100%. That sucks. It very disappointing season. I honestly, like, I knew that was going to be a tough matchup just because I think the Niners schematically are one of the hardest teams to play against. Because you never know what they're going to do. Kyle Shanahan, I mean, he's sort of a genius, somewhat of a genius. You know, I mean, if he goes to the Super Bowl, this will be his second Super Bowl in 3 years.
Yeah,
And that's
impressive.
very impressive. So, and he's had his team in the playoffs. They were kind of the second half of the season where they just blew up, started winning more ball games consistently, and found their game plan, found their
Very
rhythm.
similar to the Bengals.
Very, very similar to the Bengals. The Bengals they're moving, they're hot. But going back to that Green Bay situation with Aaron Rodgers now, I don't know if you watched it, but when he had this interview with Pat McAfee on his show, the way he was just talking about it, like about his decision, and I think he wants to be sensitive kind of to the situation. Like, I can't remember if that was the word he used, but he knows they're $38 million like over the cap space, and it just doesn't seem. He said, like, I will let Brian know and the Packers organization my decision on that because I have to be sensitive to the situation because I know we're about like $38 million over the cap space. They have to have a plan in place and kind of got to get that down, and he might be on his way out, but who knows? Maybe he restructures and stuff. What is your thoughts on where Aaron Rodgers is going to end up potentially? Whether that's free agent, retire, or he wouldn't be a free agent. He'd have to get traded, but.
I don't even care. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. I have no clue.
If they found a way to keep him on Green Bay, would you like that?
No, I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
I'm sick of the drama. I'm sick of losing in the playoffs. It's been 12 years since we've gone to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it sucks.
And
To have
year after year, it's playoff losses.
right.
Like,
Was it
I either want to suck or get to the fucking Super Bowl.
right? Yeah, have one of those really good teams, and if
Yeah.
you're gonna suck, I don't want to be in the playoffs.
I don't want to keep watching these stupid games.
I feel that.
I'm just pissed. Like, end off every season me getting pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, if we were 7 and 10 one year, then the next year we were 8 and 9, I can't be pissed off.
Yeah. And it's a bad team, and you just know it's a bad team.
I'm like, damn, we did better than that shit. That's pretty damn good.
yeah.
But when you're always super, super good, and this year, best team in the league, I firmly believe it, and you go into the fucking playoffs and shit the bed because for whatever reason, I mean, that first drive, you could have did that the whole game.
I know.
You could have.
Mm-hmm.
It's just dumb.
And it did suck too that AJ Dillon got hurt early
Yeah.
in that game. I think if he would have been there, I think it would have been a little different. I think you guys would have been able to, get more yards and
There's just so many dumb mistakes.
a lot of dumb mistakes. And it sucks. It's very, very disappointing. I have no idea what he's gonna do, but I just have a feeling it's either he's gonna retire or he's gonna request a trade, because they do need to clear up that cap space. They have Jordan Love, so they really can't be mad. It's like, get me out of here. But I do think if he requests a trade, it's like they might keep Devontae there to give Jordan Love somebody, like some superstar out there, like to make him a little bit better, make his decisions a little bit better. But it's so up in the air. It
They're
sucks.
the cap. Let Adams go. Let Adams be a great wide receiver.
I don't, because I don't think he wants to get franchise tagged either.
Don't develop him and don't franchise tag him. He won't be happy there. But he might play like crazy for a good deal.
Yeah, it's very true if he gets a good deal. But so, what do you see the Packers looking like in 5 years? Potentially, like if you had a guess, what do you think it's going to kind of look like over there?
I think they're going to be one of those middle of the pack teams for a while.
Okay. Like a Chargers, kind of? Like a Raiders, almost?
Yeah.
Like one of those, we can win, but some
We'll
of the
win
time...
the games they don't expect us to and lose the games we're supposed to.
It's gonna be interesting, because you guys have had two quarterbacks the past, 30 years? And only 2 Super Bowls to show for it? 3?
2-1.
That's right, yeah, Brett Favre has 2.
Yep. Lost to Denver.
I think they counted like the years, like 30 years. In the 30-year span, I think there's only 2 that have been won in those 30-year spans. But 3 total, if you
Yeah,
count.
because the other one was like 90. It was 96 and 97 or 97, 98.
Oh,
I think it was 98.
then that would have been counted in there too. So it would have been 3 Super Bowls, but ridiculous. Definitely should have had a chance. I thought they were the team to beat, but apparently they weren't. So, Brady, what do you think Brady's gonna do this offseason? It sounds kind of up in the air.
He has nothing more to prove. Retire. Go
Yeah.
hang with your family. Fuck.
Yeah.
You got nothing else to prove.
Yeah. I definitely get that. Like he literally, seven Super
I was
Bowls.
trying to put myself in his shoes, and I'm like, why go back?
Well, that's what Giselle asked him to last year, or before he went to the Bucs. She's like, what more do you have to prove? You've been to a Pro Bowl.
It
You've
means he
won
loves
Super
the
Bowl.
game, but it's like at some point you just gotta be like, all right,
So much time.
legends know when to walk away.
Mm-hmm. It's just, does he want to walk away after that exit? But also, he didn't lose in the NFC Championship game. He didn't lose in the Super Bowl.
That's a gentle letdown, I think.
Yeah.
And they almost came back. It's cool.
Yeah. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was getting pissed, but then I looked and I was like, 20-3. I've seen this before. I was like, I won't get nervous or anything. I'll just sit back, watch. Things started going their way, and I was like, okay, let's go. I'm pumped, but yeah, I think if he wants to call it, I think I would definitely be okay with him hanging it up. He has 1 more year left in his contract. Fuck it, go out there, just sling the ball. Just 1 more. Get your money, even though you don't need the money, you don't need the accolades, you don't need any of this. Because
He breaks his neck out there.
oh, then he's done. What do you want?
And
Hopefully they have a good backup.
vegetable or something. You never know what could happen out there.
Yeah, especially being at 44 years old. If you tear up your knee, imagine that. Even though with the TB12 method, I'm sure he'd be just fucking fine. He didn't get surgery on his last ACL tear. All he did was work with Alex Guerrero, his trainer, and the TB12 method to have it naturally get back together.
That's sick.
Yeah, ridiculous what he's been able to do. But I hope he comes back for 1 more year. But if he hangs it up, he has nothing more to prove. The man's a legend. In my eyes, the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, and I think he proved that, leaving Belichick, winning a Super Bowl in his first fucking year, where quarterbacks say that's the hardest thing is learning the new scheme, learning the new verbiage of the offense, and he found a way to learn that verbiage, bring the team together and say, look, we gotta go win a Super Bowl. We gotta go do this for the city of Tampa. They did it in Tampa. Awesome for him to do that. And another really interesting thing I've seen every time Antonio Brown is on a team and leaves, I think it was leaves during the season or leaves and then the next year or something like that, that team always has a playoff loss. And that happened this year again with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he has it's kind of like an A-B curse almost. Like it's really weird. Pittsburgh happened to them. Patriots, it happened to them. Now the Bucs it happened to them. I can't remember if he was only on those 3 teams, right?
Oh, he was on the Raiders for a little bit.
I think it happened to them too. Because I did see 4 teams and they were all lost. So, hey, Antonio Brown curse might be real, but he might be a Baltimore Raven. What do you think about that fit?
I like it.
I think I do too.
It's P's and Q's. Yeah. Fuck what they got going up.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen, and he says it's not his mental health and stuff like that, but
he's always been
a diva.
Yeah,
like just
even coming out of college.
Yeah, so I think that's just his personality. He wants what's best for him. Like, and he doesn't. No, exactly.
It's his game.
Pretty much. I mean, the dude's. He's an amazing football player, amazing athlete, and if he can go and do something else just as good as football, and screw it. Like, he literally during that game, he's like, well, deuces, I'm just gonna go make a song. I can release this on Spotify and get up millions and millions of views. Like, it's like so stupid. He's just, and he's not even good at it. Like, that was a really, really bad song.
Yeah, he's not very good.
Like, that was.
Who am I to judge? I got 30 listeners on Spotify.
It's the process. If he doesn't have his name, he probably doesn't get a view. It's weird, but yeah, the NFL is going to look a lot different, I think, next year. It definitely could. And shit, if Rodgers, Brady retire with Ben,
a whole different NFL.
Could you imagine 5 years, 6 years from now, that Hall of Fame induction ceremony?
Ooh.
It will be.
Was they all 3 the same? Oh, that'd be sick.
That's what I'm saying. I seen a tweet. I'll have to pull this up real quick because I took a screenshot of it. It was fucking awesome because the guy I work with, he's George, if you're watching, he's a Steelers fan. And this is Steelers Wire on Twitter. They said, Tom Brady better not retire. That's fucking Ben's ceremony in Canton 5 years from now. Because, I mean, obviously, if Brady retires, that's going to be Brady's ceremony.
Yeah.
More than Big Ben's, but you get Big Ben, Rodgers, and Brady in there the 1 year. I think it'll take a little bit longer for Rodgers if he retires, just because he only has the 1 ring. But what he's been able to do and accomplish, I mean, plus with the stupid ass shit that's going on now with the media and stuff like that, and him being immunized. I mean, who gives a fuck? I mean, Jesus Christ, the dude caught it one time and didn't spread it the entire time either. So it's like, get over yourselves, okay? But NFL's gonna look a lot different. I can't wait to see what next year kind of holds. But next year isn't happening right now. So we have the NFC, the AFC Championship games taking place this Sunday. I couldn't be more excited. I'm pumped up for this. As of right now, these are the 4 best football teams in the NFL. As we stand here today, as we sit here today, 28 teams are officially out. All right, they swam away, and these guys made it to the shore. And now they're 1 game away from the Super Bowl. It's going to be a fun weekend of football. The Chiefs, the Bengals play at 2 on Sunday. And the Rams and the 49ers play at 5:30 on Sunday. The NFC always plays the second game. If you noticed, last weekend they kind of had it set up that way where the first game was Bengals-Titans, because obviously the first seed has to play the first games, and then it was Packers-Niners. The next day on Sunday it was Bucks-Eagles, so that was the NFC game, and then the second game was what would it have been? Chiefs-Bills. So the AFC ended the night and ended the weekend. So then the NFC ends the championship, I guess, weekend. So, and it's always been that way. The NFC always finishes. I think, in the past, I guess the Pro Bowl selected the home field for who had home field advantage for, not really advantage, but who got to be the home team for the Super Bowl. A couple of years ago.
What is the Super Bowl still being played in SoFi?
As of right now, it's in SoFi. They were looking at potential different locations. Number one being obviously AT&T Stadium, because I think they have next year's Super Bowl. I believe no, Raiders do. Excuse me, but they looked at Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium, potentially being the new host city for this year's Super Bowl. But I think it's gonna be SoFi. There's a lot of restrictions over there, so who knows what it's gonna look like. But I mean, obviously they've been playing football games the whole season, so they're gonna make it work. It's gonna be fun. You have to wear a mask. You have to wear a mask to watch the world's greatest game. It's just how it is, and I'll be at home because I won't have to wear a mask. You know, I can just sit there
Saving money.
saving money. Oh God, those tickets would be spendy. One day we'll go. One day we'll be at a Super Bowl, having a grand old time. Hopefully it's at U.S. Bank, so we don't have to go too far. I'll be pretty pumped about that. But I think it's time we make our NFC and AFC wildcard game picks.
Alrighty.
I'm pretty pumped about this. We'll start with Logan's game picks. We'll just give you guys both of his real quick. He could not be with us today on the show, but so we'll start with the. What should we start with? What side should we start with?
Let's start with the NFC.
The NFC? So, with the NFC side of things, the San Francisco 49ers are obviously traveling to take on the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi. It's going to be an electrifying game. The Rams are tried to find some way to make sure that no Niners fans got tickets. What was your initial reaction on that one?
How are they going to keep track of that?
Well, so they made out a thing where if you go buy tickets on like StubHub or SeatGeek, it comes up with your address. And if whatever your address is, they block it and you get refunded your money. And you can't get the ticket. That's what they started to do. But I was like, granted, the owner probably can do that. I was like,
How can you prove that they're...
right? Because there's definitely Niners fans in Los Angeles. There has to be. Because Los Angeles hasn't had a football team in however long. So the Niners were basically their go-to, or San Diego. So I think a lot more Niners fans were probably prominent as of late anyway, so there's going to be a lot of them. I think last time they played, it was a home game for San Fran, basically. So I think that's what they were trying to block out. Like, we need more Rams fans. But yeah, this is going to be a fun game. Logan has chosen the 49ers to win that ball game. So that's a good pick, because I still think it's very possible they win. I think both these teams is very possible. What is your pick? What do you got, San Fran or the Los Angeles Rams?
I'm going to pick San Fran.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Something tells me that the NFL might have its foot in the fucking door with shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to build a fan base for that LA team right there.
Yeah.
They really want...
They want that.
They
LA.
want that team to be successful. So this would be a great time, it being at SoFi, to build their fan base and sending them to the Super Bowl. So if the NFL is rigged, they'll go to the Super Bowl. If there's football gods, then the 49ers will go.
Yeah, I think so. Who do you got?
The Rams, if it's rigged.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay. I got the Rams too. Basically just because I want Matthew Stafford to get a chance at a Super Bowl, because if he wins or if he goes to a Super Bowl, even if, just plain and simple, if he goes to a Super Bowl, it's just like, okay, well, the Lions are fucking garbage, and what he did there for so many years is remarkable. I mean, the fact that he stayed there for that fucking long, like, my goodness. It had no success because they've never had success. And he had Calvin Johnson, and it just didn't work out. And now he goes to Los Angeles. He has success with Cooper Kupp, who led the NFL in receiving. He has Odell Beckham Jr. Cam Akers is back and healthy. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan has had Sean McVay's number, but at some point that's going to come to an end. And I think in one of the biggest games of the whole year, on the biggest stage, basically, in SoFi, a brand new stadium, I think some of the 49ers are going to it's going to hit them a little bit. I think Jimmy G's a little bit more banged up than we are led to believe.
They don't need him.
No, they really don't. I mean, he threw fucking six attempts at, like, first half, I believe, in Green Bay?
They don't need him.
No. Like, my goodness, but I think that might
It's
bite
gonna
him
be
in the ass.
Debo versus Cup.
Yeah, it will be. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I got Rams. I want Stafford to go and chase his ring. I really do, because if he gets it,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but other than I'd be happy. I'd be
Yep.
pumped for him. Even though I had to root for him for so long, he's a really good quarterback. So give me the Rams. Me and John got the Rams. Logan got the Niners. That'll be a fun one. That's at 5:30 p.m. Central Time on Sunday, so be ready for that game. And finally, the last game, the AFC Championship game, which will be played at 2 p.m. Central Time on Sunday. The Chiefs taking on the Bengals. Logan has the Chiefs winning this ball game.
Don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either. The Bengals beat the Chiefs, however, Week 17, 34-31 on a game-winning field goal.
Completely healthy Chiefs. They can't do it twice in a row.
3 times in a row.
What, beat Chiefs?
Oh, no. Well, they've only played the Chiefs once this year.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I
twice
said,
in a row.
Twice in a row.
I
They can't beat the Chiefs twice in a row. There's no way.
Hey, where there's a will, there's a way.
There's no way.
You got Joey Burrow smoking some cigars all down there, you know,
Yeah,
just
Jerry Burrow. And
doing
that's
his, dancing,
that's gonna
smoking
be
a cigar.
It's gonna be my pick, you know. Is the Bengals.
Is the Bengals? Oh,
Because if the football gods are real, we will have a rematch of the 1989 Super Bowl of the San Francisco 49ers and the Bengals. If it's rigged, they want to build up this fan base. That's the only way that the Rams are getting in there is if it's rigged. But if the football gods are real, it's going to be these two. I promise you. Okay. But yeah, rigged or not, Joey Burrow is going to the Super Bowl. And it's going to be a battle of the nines if it's rigged.
the Battle of the Nines.
It's going to be a battle of the nines if it's rigged. And if it's not rigged, we're going to get a rematch. So, Chiefs aren't going. It's going to be the Bengals.
I'm all the way with you on that one. Give me the fucking big ball Burrow over there. He's a legend. I mean, already for Cincinnati, he'll be remembered
But
forever.
they've been there. They've done it before. They know what's going on. I think that's why they're going to lose. It's because they've been there.
Who, the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've won 2 in a row. They know what's going on. They've been here before. But there's something about Joey Burrow not giving a fuck
Just playing football.
about anything besides playing the game of football. And he's been with him and frickin' Jamar Chase are veterans in this shit.
Oh yeah,
Because they've had it so many years. They're already veterans.
and they're ready to
They're
rock.
just out there playing ball like me and you were
Like
on the
backyard
fucking
football.
playground.
Uh-huh.
You know, 7-Eleven, do that.
All right.
They got that. They got that down. Yeah, it's gonna be dangerous, and it's gonna be a hell of a game too.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be one hell of a
This one
game.
could be boring.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a big defensive matchup on that one. But I think there's gonna be some explosive games though for the gains, explosive plays
Yep.
for that one. But his Chiefs Bengals, something tells me. I mean, they scored 65 points their first match of Week 17. Expect that same type of excitement, that same type of electrifying environment. Being at Arrowhead Stadium, it's gonna be a little more chilly, but Cincinnati Bengals are used to that. Obviously, with their outdoor.
Practice out of it.
Exactly. You just gotta go out there and practice out there. So, but Joey Big Nuts Burrow, my God, that dude, sign me up. If he goes, that'll be awesome. I'll be rooting for him, just like I'm rooting for Stafford, because there's nothing not to like about Burrow. Like nothing. Like so far at this point in his career, I mean, he overcame a significant injury last year. And then he comes back this year and leads them to the playoffs, wins their fucking division. Now they're in the AFC Championship game. I mean, how you doing? Keep it moving.
The orange in Cincy looks brighter.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I feel like they changed something, but if they didn't, it just
New
winning
unis.
does that.
Yeah, makes it a little sparkler, more sparkly. If you notice, fucking Patrick Mahomes' helmet is duller than the rest of the people, or the rest of the Chiefs.
Probably been the same helmet he's been using since he started.
Yeah, I mean, probably not wrong. But, yeah, yes, that would make a lot of sense. But it's just weird. It throws me off, because I'll be looking, I'm like, that's a different shade of red. Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I'm ready. This is going to be a good one. AFC, NFC Championship. Not the teams I would have expected, I
Nope.
guess. I would have expected the Chiefs, but...
I would expect the Chiefs too.
Yeah, I would. But my pick early in the year was Bills, Bucks going to the Super Bowl. They both lost last weekend.
It was the Packers, Browns.
Yeah,
Didn't make it.
no. It's going to be electrifying.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I hope we get a rematch of the fucking 1989 Super Bowl.
What is that?
It
The
looks so
Bengals
cool.
Niners?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, the colors. It would look good. It would look
Yeah.
real good in SoFi. San Fran's the real king of California. That would
And
look
Jimmy
bad.
G just throws a fucking kink in everybody's
Oh,
plans. It's like,
If
hey,
he wins, the
you
Super
sure you
Bowl-
want to get rid of me?
Yeah,
You sure? I mean, 2 Super Bowls in
You
3
think
years?
You think they get rid of him? Regardless, win or lose?
That's asking for a curse.
Yeah. But you gotta trade Lance.
Send him to the Packers. Trey Lance.
I don't think I don't know if Rodgers will go over there.
No.
Even though he would love to.
Oh, yeah.
When he was drafted, he said the Niners pretty much made a mistake, and he's 0-4 against the Niners in the playoffs. So, I mean,
So go over there.
yeah, so go. Yeah, if you can't beat him, join him. That's just how it goes, I guess. But I'm excited. I think John's excited. We're ready for some more football. It sucks that it's only on one day, and we can only wait for Sunday.
It sucks. It ain't the Packers.
Yeah, that does blow, but we got a
Gotta
good
be used to it.
Yeah. Couple years. Hopefully we could fucking Green Bay, Minnesota makes the NFC Championship game one year. That'd be awesome. Can you imagine? I'm pumped up. But that is all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining, whether that be on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe. It's a red button. It says subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, hit the like. Share this shit. Show your family. Show your friends. Who gives a shit? We just need this out in the world, all right? So have a great one. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Watch the NFC and the AFC Championship game on Sunday, 2 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Central Time. We'll be back here Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Have a great one, folks. And you just got your fix with the Wicks. Deuces, ladies and gents. Have a great one. He's just going to sit here, look all mighty fine and all that stuff.